I said, is to help you guys and everyone kind of see your fight before it happens, see where it's going, build some muscle memory and some develop the machine, the no mind. In order to do that, you need to have plans that you have created and go plan A. This is what I'm going to do. Like you see your opponent, you see what they're doing, and what you're going to do in response to that. So, as I also said, he uses a kind of way of observe, orient, decide, and act. So, your first step, you get on the field, you observe, you look at your opponent, you see, he's wearing green. He's got stainless steel handlebar, so it's pretty heavy. I can see his knee pads, so he definitely gets legged a lot. So, that's probably an option.
But is he left or right-handed?
Is he left or right-handed? So you orient yourself accordingly. So actually, if one of you will hand
It happens.
a shield or an 11.
We're starting to talk about.
He
does that weird.
So,
He looks right-handed.
Who?
Yeah.
so
The way he stands, he's
right-handed opponent. You're generally going to take some kind of square stance, keeping your left side, not really threatened as much. Left-handed opponent. You turn it in a little bit more in the center. You orient yourself to adjust for where the attacks are very, very likely going to come from. And hold on just for a second. And then on that moment, like you've oriented yourself, you put your body in a position that you know is going to be defensive and also going to lead into what you're going to do. So you then decide on what you're going to do at that moment. So you see your opponent in front of you. I'm not going to pull. They're right-handed, so you're here. Okay. Well, I see that they're rough and he gets legged a lot. I see that he's got some heavy armor, so he's not going to move. Probably not going to move very quickly, but that's also deceptive, so you can still kind of make those mistakes. But you see that, so you're going to decide, I'm probably going to throw here, to try and get him to open up his shield, pop the leg, hopefully get that leg, if he doesn't guard his legs. And then you're going to actually just do that. So you set up the plan, you look at what you got, put your body where it needs to be, submit your plan, act on your plan. That's 4 easy steps. In repeating all this, every time you fight, every single time you step on the field, every time you step in front of your pal, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I see, this is how I'm going to do it, this is what I'm going to do. And you start building like an arsenal of skills and an arsenal of combinations that you know work against this body type, this shape, this weapon, this shield type, and then you can just decide, boom, boom. You get 3 seconds. You step up there, 1, 2, 3, okay. That's all you get. So yeah. I just ran through that part.
I have a question.
I might have an answer.
So, is that something you revisit in the middle of the fight?
Yes.
So I really try to do that, right?
Grab the shield
And
real
whether it's, am I fighting two-stick or against somebody who's two-stick, left-handed?
So-
I fought them before. I know what their opening attack is,
We go here.
and then they change it up or something happens,
Yep.
right? They make that block, they strike back.
Yeah.
And now
That's why you have the.
it's not survival mode, but it more is no mind. The beginning of the
Yep.
fight is not no mind. The beginning of the fight is planned.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get hit in the face, and the plan goes out the window, and you
Yes.
roll into no mind.
So what happens here is, okay, I've got a plan. I'm going to shoot here. I'm probably going to block it, right? So go ahead and make that boom. All right. So I know he's going to block that. He's probably going to block this one as well. So I go here, boom, boom. All right. So that's my. I'm pretty sure that it's going to happen. I fought him before. I may not have fought him before, but that is a really common combination. It's really likely going to happen. So we go. Let's try something a little different. I know that this is a common combination, so I'm going to go boom, boom. That breath threw him off a little bit, and so I was able to make that combination. So if you do a quick throw from there, I can still accomplish my plan, boom, and then you throw from there. So I'm still doing a hit, breath, shot. That's still my game plan. But
So-
instead I picked up a block.
So I guess what I'm asking is how much of that is no mind, and how much of that is you planning it?
For me,
How often do you take mental control back of the fight?
Yeah, one question at a time.
Yeah.
His is an easier question. Answer that one first.
repeat your question so I can answer it correctly.
So
It-
once plan A goes out the window for whatever reason,
Okay.
right?
So we go. Boom.
You know,
Box.
and let's say,
Blocked it. Okay.
Yeah.
We're out here.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. That's
Well,
when I'm playing.
and it's
He,
not.
he wanted his question was how much of that second choice, right, where you're like, instead of it being here, you come in and go block, cut. So it's the same kind of cut, right? He said how much of that is no mind or is it not no mind? That was his question.
Oh, for me, all of that is no mind.
Okay, and I guess to kind of further that is you go in with a plan, right? And you throw your first shot,
Boom.
and I just start raining hell on you, right?
Okay.
And now you're kind of in this survival mode, no mind, make the block, find the opening type of thing. How much of that is I'm going to regain my plan? I kind of am aware of what's going on in the fight, and I'm mapping out what my next move is.
Yeah. You have a better vocabulary for this than I do.
So we're fighting,
Right.
right? Okay. And in here you made the block. As soon as I come out of range, right? All that was no mind. There was a choice.
Yes.
Come in,
Yes.
doing some stuff, pop up. As soon as I'm out of range. Now, if you're on me,
Right.
I'm not out of range, and so therefore it's still no mind going on.
Okay.
Right? It's what's the perimeter? I don't want to run into the wall. Da 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 da. You know, et cetera, et cetera. Lose my sword, die, miss a block. It's no mind, no mind, no mind. Right? But as soon as my opponent lets me go, or I'm able to get out of range, I pop back into conscious mind, and I go, you know. And sometimes it's a breath. You go, whew, right? And you go, okay, all right. I think I'm going to advance in, and I'm going to come in here. And I'm going to work a little more range this time. Here, a little hard, right? But because the inside stuff wasn't working after all.
So kind of natural, out of range breaks in the fight.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying
It's
to
almost like a reset.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to get to.
Okay.
As soon as the fray ends, that's when you reanalyze where you're at, where they're at, what's happening. What do I do next? Then,
I think Tony had a question.
yes.
I mean, I didn't. You keep saying no mind. I can probably infer what that means. But what would you do if, like, you know, is that like instinctual?
I was going to, yes, it is what I refer to as instinctual fighting. Like basically, everything is based on your previous reactions and everything you've learned all at once. Going shit.
It's the moment where you default to your training.
Yes,
And responses are
Muscle memory.
I don't even like muscle memory. They're intuitive, based on that thread or that 1 second where you can seize initiative back, and then it happens. You didn't think through. I'm going to do this, this, and this. These are the pre-loaded things in your body already.
Right. So
It's the lizard brain.
So no mind at its fundamental level is created and becomes a part of your fight, of your ability as a fighter, is created by going to the Pell and hitting the Pell 100 times the same way, okay, until you can do it with your eyes closed, and then do it with moving around it with your eyes closed, so that when I come in like this, don't move, I'm not going to swing. I'm swinging at you, but I'm not going to hit you,
Yeah.
unless you come forward.
We're good.
Because I'm closing my eyes, right? I go here and I go, wham, okay, and back, and here, here, right, step, here, right, okay? All of that was with my eyes closed, okay?
I'm sorry.
Because when I'm making choices to do that, it's a no mind. It's now a no mind click. There isn't consciousness, Edric, in that. There is no mind connection to choices. Okay, that's advanced stuff. But no mind is drill on the Pell. Da 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 da. A lot of guys get no mind eventually by fighting so much, 2, 3, 4 times a week, right? Where they technically have developed a skill that allows them to do a thing correctly, and then they just practice on the field because they hate drilling and Pell work. Okay?
Yeah. For me, one of the most observable no minds that, like, if you're just watching a fight and this would be the easiest thing to observe is you ever see somebody where there's a blow coming in and the shield just moves, right? There wasn't enough time to go, oh, he's swinging for my leg, I need to move my shield down. It's just instinctual, boom.
Yep.
That's no mind. You didn't think about it, it just happened. So,
It's like baseball. You can only hit that ball. It's faster than human reaction, but you hit it. So that's that skill set. It's inside.
You want to hand that to me? You can ask your question.
Oh, how fast are you switching back and forth? So when you're in the no mind, how do you grasp it out of that zone and put it into, okay, now I need to set this guy up. He's trying to manipulate me. I'm taking control again.
For me specifically, it depends on which weapon style I'm using as well. When I'm in 2-weapon fighting, I don't take much time at all. It is as soon as I get a breath, I try to reanalyze what's going on. But I also am not experienced as our knight, so I'm working on it constantly. I am, I'm here and I'm going here, block. Okay, there's my option. Nope. Okay, block. Okay, now like every time I get like here or like I find an option, I'm like, okay, that my eyes are opening as that fight goes on. Sword and shield, it's every time I get out. Every time I'm away and we're not swinging blows at each other, I actually have that time to go, okay, I'm guarded, I'm here, I can think. 2-weapon or any open style, long sword, polearm, you don't really have a lot of option to stop. You kind of just have to keep going until you find that moment. So you got to really train your brain to do that. So that's pretty much all I can speak on it. What I would like to do real quick is a little exercise that will help. To volunteer.
I have one thing that I want to share. That kind of. So, when you're fighting, and again, this is a little bit more, as Tryggr was saying, like when you're fighting sword and shield. Sword and shield gives you your moments get bigger a little bit just because you have a big thing in front of you that can help save your ass if you're too many mind and somebody's swinging at you and you go, oh Jesus, oh, right, okay. But I'm here, right, and I sword and shield, and I go, I'm going to throw a bait attack. Right? This is if it was not to land on my opponent and hit him in the head, it'd be light. Okay? But I go and I go like that. Because I want to see how he blocks. Right? Is he got to block with that shield or is he got to block with that sword down? Okay? That's giving me information. Okay, so now I'm going to come in and because he's blocking, let's just say he's blocking with the shield like that. And as he did that, I noticed his head gets open over here, right? Then I go, okay? And if my technique is correct, my delivery is correct, my time is correct, I've just controlled my opponent by forcing him to let me kill him. By doing that, okay?
So you made an observation right after you made a plan. So you restarted your cycle.
Exactly. So I might be in here, see what he does. Right? So you throw like these, right? Just these little kind of bait kind of things to see how they're going to react to these different things. And then you put that into your formalizing tool and use that next one as a feint.
We call that trigonometry.
Trigonometry, right? Okay, go ahead.
So my question for you. So I try not to throw any, like you call it a bait attack. I'll throw a bait attack for his arm, I guess you would call it that. But if it lands, I want it to be a good blow because I can take his arm. So I would advise don't throw something that you know is just, I'm just going to tap him here to see what he does. It might as well be a good cut if you're going to put that much energy into it. Bam. And if he doesn't move, then it just took his arm. Or if I'm throwing something at his shield, and I think it's likely he's going to block it like you said earlier. But it's a setup, bam, and I want you to go high and then I'm going to go low. But if you go low, and I threw that light, then I feel like a freaking idiot.
Yeah.
Because I had to kill.
Those are two specifically different things, though. So what I'm sharing is specifically, it's full speed, but I'm not putting anything into it that generally has got to be good enough, right? I'm not trying to hit his arm. I'm trying to see how he's got to block his arm, okay? So that then I can feed that into the machine. Okay, and frankly, it's got to be almost out of range too. I'm going to be here, right? Bang, and I was right? Okay, that kind of thing. That's what I'm trying to get across. And by the way, that's an advanced technique. It's a lot harder to do that because you're in your mind, like pretty much from the time you start it to the time you come back and start creating this thing. So if your opponent jumps on you,
You lost it, right? Yeah.
you're kind of in a bad way, especially in a small
Very soon.
arena. Okay. All right. So do your.
Yeah. So 2 people want to pop up real quick. Grab weapons and shields. Or
It's the same idea, just
you
doing
don't need
feint. It's like when Ron Boulder goes
Yeah.
and he sees his
You're just
opponent,
extending it out.
right? Right, I'm extending out because it's only one example, right? When you just do that juke down and you see him like do a thing, you go okay.
And the mechanic
Face
has
each
to look
other.
perfect.
Right.
Like it's gonna come as.
Edric, come up here. Thank you. Okay. Don't do anything.
Here I'm in the wrong end.
I would like you to turn around, cover your ears, and close your eyes. You can take me to the weapons now.
Get it, Sean.
What's up?
Don't look, don't look.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Okay, up, stop. Look at him for 3 seconds. Go.
1, 2, 3.
Now. You can relax. What did you see?
He was fighting left-handed.
What else?
He had this foot forward. Yeah. He had this foot forward. He's fighting left-handed, and what about it?
Mm-hmm.
I had to figure out if he was left-handed
Anything
or
else?
not.
Or is that all you got?
That was what I got.
Okay. Pick up your weapons. Put yours down.
Was his left foot forward?
Yes.
Okay. I'm looking through a video.
Plug your ears.
You got a warrant? You got a warrant?
Okay. Tell me what you saw.
Shield's really high, legs open. Should look at his feet. I'm looking at his knees. Really open in the middle too, with that A-frame. And
Was the point high or low?
point was high.
And what would you do
Point was
if you
low.
saw that?
I'm either going
I saw it
to
out like that. Not up like this.
go straight in for a leg since it's so open, or to anticipate that drop, I'll do a stop and rising.
Okay. You had a plan. You saw, you looked at it, and you had a plan. Cool. 2 new people. Let's get Tony.
Tony!
Doesn't matter which weapon you use, just grab somebody. You can even.
Oh, it's a heavy shield.
So rocking.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, you're on.
Doesn't quite fit anymore.
Something
But
you put yours down. Ooh.
they were talking about Letterman's jackets. And,
I want to wrestle you.
Is it one?
yep.
Oh, no, that's good. Okay. Come on, we're here.